Less doing, more living is based on the assumption that the less you have to do, the more life you have to live, and helps you implement this philosophy into your life by giving you real-world tools to boost efficiency in every aspect of your life. Ari Meisel has done it all. Biohacking, real estate, building websites, productivity coaching, running triathlons. When he was forced to face Crohn's disease at a very young age, he felt hopeless at first, but eventually developed an unbreakable spirit. He not only overcame the disease, but is now sharing his combination of techniques and story all over the world as a speaker, author, and coach. Less Doing, More Living is the 2014 bestseller that contains most of his wisdom on productivity and taking back the time in your life to do what really matters to you. Here are the 3 lessons that stood out to me. 1. You can use an external brain to free space in your own. 2. Customize your life to save time and even make money. 3. Use upper and lower limits to trade quantity for quality. Want to do less and live more? Here we go. Lesson 1. Create an external brain to save space in your own. Think you can remember everything and juggle multiple things at a time? Not really, do you? But we still try every day. Instead, let digital technology help you out here. By creating an external brain, for example, you can use a tool like Evernote to literally store every bit of information you potentially come across. To-do lists, groceries, decoration ideas, articles, notes. It's a one-stop shop for everything. Texts, pictures, and even hand-drawn notes go in there. And it's searchable, meaning you can find everything again easily. There's no storage limit, and the algorithm organizes things in a way that's similar to how your brain saves information. It links similar posts together in bigger networks, so the search results are highly accurate. Note, I've been using Evernote for 3 years now, and it's a lifesaver indeed. Stop trying to remember everything. It's just not necessary anymore. As my grandma used to say, knowing means knowing where to find it. Lesson 2. Customize your life to save time and even make money. Do you know how sometimes architects shape rooms in a really weird way? There's often that one little space in the corner where your desk is that's not really accessible because nothing fits there. 10 years ago, if you wanted a custom shelf to exactly fit into that corner, the only way was building it yourself. Today, you can have the same thing done and shipped to you within a matter of days, thanks to 3D printing. Ari, for example, used Shapeways to build a custom wall mount for his computer. All he had to do was sketch a design on paper, yes, bad drawings are okay, and have someone on Fiverr turn it into a 3D model. The model was then uploaded to Shapeways, and a week later, his own custom wall mount was in the mailbox. And if you thought that was brilliant, consider this. He then used Shapeways' website to sell 6 more of these wall mounts to others who had the same computer as him, making $400 off of it. Customizing your tools and adapting them to your own needs can not only make your life easier, but also help others who have the same problem. Compare that to being difficult by wanting something custom in a restaurant. An entirely new perspective, right? Lesson 3. Use upper and lower limits to trade quantity for quality. Deliberately limiting yourself is one of the most freeing things you can do. When you set clear boundaries on what you will and won't do, you give yourself the space to focus on what truly matters. These limits help you prioritize quality over quantity, whether it's in work, personal commitments, or even material possessions. Instead of being overwhelmed by endless possibilities and distractions, you narrow your focus to what's essential. This approach allows you to channel your energy into fewer but more meaningful tasks and experiences. Whether it's setting a maximum number of meetings per day or a minimum amount of time for self-care, these boundaries ensure that you aren't spreading yourself too thin. You become more productive, more creative, and ultimately, more fulfilled. In a world that glorifies doing more, choosing to do less, but better, can be a radical and life-changing decision. Ari suggests doing it with upper and lower limits. An upper limit is a maximum you can't exceed, such as the number of pieces of clothing in your wardrobe, the amount of time you spend on Facebook each week, or the number of burgers you allow yourself to eat in a month. A lower limit, on the other hand, is a minimum you can't fall below. These are helpful for things you always want to do but often put off, like exercising, spending time with family, or traveling. For example, Ari has an upper limit on the number of electronic devices he owns, and a lower limit for taking at least one trip per month. Both upper and lower limits help you trade quantity for quality in your life, ensuring that work, distractions, or possessions don't take up the time you actually want to dedicate to what's truly important.